Hello. I'm going to talk about this piece of art today. I made this piece of art on June 5th, 2019, and it's called Isis Onking Osiris. Over here is Isis, over here is Osiris. Isis and Osiris are brothers and sisters, first and foremost, and also husband and wife. And Osiris was, this is a whole long story. Osiris was murdered by his brother Set and chopped into 13 pieces. Well, Isis found the pieces, put him together, but he died. He's dead. So this is about a wife, a sister resurrecting a brother. And so it's about doing this thing called Ankh, A-N-K-H. Anking can raise a person from the dead. That means, to me, Anking is about creation. It's about new life. So my understanding of the Ankh, I wrote it down here. I'm not sure. These are information that is true to me, and I'm just sharing it with you. So it's not for the real thing, it's just something that I feel very deeply about, and this I share with you. Okay, I believe to be the truth, my truth. So look at an Ankh. The Jesus cross embedded in the Ankh, right? The Ankh looks like this. It's in school, so it does have the same kind of teaching, but it interprets reality in a different way. Anyway, in our way, this Ankh is right here, the Ankh right here. And you see the two sides. These two lines are the arms. And this is boom, 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 right? Your chakra system. And when it comes to your heart, it goes around and goes around, come back down. And it never ends. It never ends. It's a loop. It's an endless loop. It never ends. It just keeps going. The infinity sign, you know? Figure 8 lying down, right? So it's like choo, 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 choo. So it never ends. In this endless reality comes when you have two sides that come together, they either merge together, they can merge, or they can clash, they can be making love, or they can be making war. It doesn't matter. As long as two sides come together, they create a vortex, an endless loop that goes back and forth and back and forth. As long as two comes together, doesn't matter. Sometimes, it could be lovers, it could be collaborators, it could be father and son, father and daughter, it could be mother and son, mother and daughter, daughter and daughter, sisters. I mean, you know, the ancient Egyptians' teaching is that all men are brothers and sisters and husband and wives, right? So that's why Osiris is Isis's brother and husband, and she's his sister and wife, because all men are brothers and sisters. I should have taken it off the envelope, isn't it? I'm sorry. So I would do this live now. Here, the art is right here. See, that's the Ankh in the middle. That's Isis and that's Osiris. Osiris is dead. So what you're seeing here is interdimensional lovemaking. Interdimensional lovemaking. This guy is non-physical and she's physical, and through the Ankh, through the breath of life technique, there's creation. And a third tone, when two tones harmonize, a third tone is created, and that third tone is up here. It's called a harmony, right? So it's endless back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, until the point of balance is met, and it shoots up another level into a different dimension altogether, into a dimension of harmony. And this process is creation. Because in the process of that happening, you create things. You create, physical sex creates babies. You can have a merging of minds, and you could have two people have a common dream of building something, and they come together, they build it. There's many ways. I call them collaboration, any partnership, society at large. All of it is anking. It's all merging and changing of the two tones of two diametrically opposing forces. So this way of collaboration, which is very unique to human. The other animals, they are not as creative as us in our collaboration. It's because we onk each other. We make love to each other. We collaborate. We do this all day long. We do this all day long in many different ways, all the time, and that's what human society is made of. Culture is made of. Everything is a result of onking, of lovemaking, basically. So I wrote here in the back of the painting, onking is creation. Ever since the two opposing tones, see, in this painting, I painted the two opposing tones. Onked. See, they're onking right now. They're making love. That's nut, and that's gap, and that's the mother sky and father earth. And in the Egyptian mythology, that's what happened in the very beginning. In the beginning was two diametrically opposing forces, one going up, one going down, and they clash. They onked. They did this. They onk. They clash, they merge. All of it begins that way, through this technique called onking. It is the endless processes of life. That's what onking is. Onking is responsible for everything in creation. Creation is the result when onk happens. Everything you see in this reality, in your reality right now, it's a process of collaboration. And it's through a process of either collaboration, either in the best of the words or the worst of the words, or in everything in between. It's always about merging and clashing and mixing and matching of two opposing energy. Now, the other energy, let me clarify something very important. The other energy does not have to be another person. It could be a dog, a cat, it could be a car, a machine has souls, you know. It could be a plant. Oh my God, my garden and I, we onk all the time, right? We through art, through painting. That's me onking with myself. Me, you know, like love making with myself. I'm feeling good. I talk to myself. I make love to myself, and that's a form of onking too. It's always about this energy that you can feel. In fact, talking about it really is not doing it justice. I want to do this with you, which is really to try to onk ourselves. So I have this, I can use a technique of breath. You see? Oh, sorry. Why is onk put to the nose? Why is Isis taking the onk and touching uh, Osiris's nose? It's because onk is through the breath. So it's called an onk. It's called the breath of life, right? In creation. So I am going to show you about something called breathogasm. That's the name. Breathogasm. That's the name I invented for this technique of breathing. That's how I like to do it, and it works for me many, many times. So there's actually a lot of things I could talk about. Onking. Oh, what is onking? Onking eternity, onking with time, space, you know, playing between eternity and time, space. Mind versus no mind. You know, sometimes you are half the time you have your mind, you think, you're in contemplation, and the other time you're in no mind, in no mind, in meditation. So contemplation, meditation, contemplation, meditation, contemplation, meditation. So that's the form of onking. Eternity, onking with time space means one day you're very loose, you don't know at the time, you are floating in eternity, you're really just enjoying things for what they are, and then another day you live. You had a meeting at 10, a meeting at 11, you got to take the airplane at 5 o'clock, you got to arrive, and you are totally in time space. So that's a way of on time space and eternity, back and forth, back and forth. So you're already doing it. You are, believe me, everything you do is on. Wow, touch these chairs. Everything you are doing is onking. It's always onking. It's never not onking. It's always breath of life. In breath, out breath, in breath, out breath, in breath, out breath. You know what I mean? Like breath of life. You gotta keep it, you gotta go back and forth and back and forth. And when you do that enough times, suddenly, phew, and a new thing happens. And that's the harmony that happens, and it could feel wonderful, or it could feel not so good. You know, some onking, like, you know, it really scars you for life, and that's happens. So sometimes you have to be careful who you onk with, what you onk with. This is Los Angeles. Right now, I think there's a heat wave. Sorry. So let's move on to love on logic. I like this a lot. Love is kind of blind. Love is something that you um you don't think that much. It comes from the heart. And when you have many things could happen, it's a wonderful state of mind. On the other hand, when you have logic, it's like, no, don't do that. So sometimes the heart and the mind, they clash and they merge. So that's onking. It really helps me to understand that when my heart is going up and down like that, it's actually the breath of life happening. I'm just in the eternity zone where I just go back and forth and back, mind and heart. Yes, I love him not. I love him not. I love him not. I love him not. And that hurt so bad, but now it doesn't hurt so bad anymore because I understand that's just part of this. That's just part of this going on. And when this really start to work, suddenly, like, good things just happen out of nowhere. If you just understand that everything that's happening in my life is a result of me onking, love making with something at other side, and other party that I'm with, like right now, through the camera with you. So the next thing is heart and the brain, of course. Change versus no change. There's certain things. This is really good. Change. Certain things right now in my reality is really perfect. I don't really want it to change anymore. I just want it exactly the way. So things in my life are like that right now, and I'm like, so there's this zone in my life that I don't want change anymore. It just there is a part of me that is changing every day. Just lots of new things are happening to me. Just yesterday, something happened so big. I feel like I was so sad, and then I knew. Today I knew. I mean, it's that fast. Things are moving that fast right now. And it's all about lovemaking really helps me negotiate this really difficult, changing time. I must say I'm having a very good time. I'm having a very good life. I really like what's happening. I'm very glad to be alive right now. Yeah, I feel like alive. This is where the full flowering of the Homo sapien history of culture. Going into the future, into virtual reality and all that stuff. That's just awesome. This is an awesome time. I feel wonderful. I hope you feel that way as well, because it's all, I'm just like onking with you. Wait till we do breath orgasm. As soon as I finish talking, we're gonna do this breathing technique that yes, we're gonna demonstrate and feel onking together. You and I, we're going to onk together. Okay, so what else? Christianity versus Egyptian mystery school. Christianity is more logical, Jesus was the people who taught the Ankh came many thousand years before Jesus. So Jesus was a lay interpretation of the Ankh, and he talks about the same thing. It's a cross. It reminds me more about death. Reminds me more about death than the Ankh. The Ankh really gives me the feeling of life. That's why I wear Ankh. I don't wear a cross. I feel like a cross, like I feel kind of nailed to the cross. I feel like I'm going like this, or like this. This is, and it's going. Okay. Life. Things are changing so quickly right now. So much of me is dying, just like dying. A whole version of me. Yesterday, for the first time in my life, is it okay if I make my own personal business? Well, you have to listen anyway. This is live. Yesterday, for the first time in my life, I I called them on an app. They came, they picked it up, and then, like 2, 3, 4 hours later, they came back and they dropped it off. All clean and beautiful. And my whole life, other than when I was a child in Hong Kong, I have always done the laundry, not only for myself, but and I own a piece of property for 30 years, and I take care of the laundry room in the property. I repair if it goes out, and I do all this stuff. I am a person who has been doing laundry my whole life. The service came, did the laundry, and then dropped it off. And I'm like, other than that, it's very expensive. I love this. A way of showing love, and I love sun drying. I do a lot of videos about how to wash do laundry. I'm going to change into a person who do not do laundry. I'm done with laundry. That's very dramatic. That's very dramatic about my laundry. Yeah. To show you what it is, and then talk about it, and then we'll do it together. So we'll be onking together. I had an orgasm. It was with my friend Kay Moonstar, and it was at her goddess gathering. I haven't before, but that was the first time I was so relaxed and so happy, and that was years ago. And I just like I breathed, and I just like came, just. I mean, it was literally a breath of life. I hope you get an onking this time. We do it together, and you can always do this when you need some positive energy, when you need to change, when you need some oomph, when you need power. Do breath orgasm. Okay, let me show you. It consists of 3 breaths. 2 inhales and 1 exhale. You inhale by relaxing your stomach. Push it up, and you push the air up your chest and open your rib cage. And then you exhale to your neck.